Congratulations. Nice to see you again. How do you feel about your own performance that game?
I was really nervous because it was the first match of the world, but I think we did pretty good. We didn't make lot. We make mistake on lane swap, and then we make mistake on positioning a bit. But I think we played pretty good, so I'm pretty happy about the result.
So yeah, I noticed in the lane swap you were kind of trying to go for the first tower at the beginning, and then you were pushing out the bottom lane, and then you swapped back. Did that put you off kilter at all, or did you just continue doing your job?
I think that's because IG triggers the lane swap, and then they actually start from their weak side by the lane swap. So, and then we have zero idea that they're gonna lane swap. So after the lane swap happens, I cannot go our blue, so I had to move any blue. But we know that there's no camp on any blue, so I just take at least camp I could take, and then I just, instead of basing, I just help the pushing out bot turret, because I know that Chinese team are known as when they want lane swap, they try to tends to double jungle a lot. So I want to stop them by doing that, by pushing turret and then rotate faster. So that's what happened.
And going into this game, obviously the highlight opponent for you was KaKAO. He's known as probably your hardest competition in this group. What was your mentality going in to face KaKAO? How did you prepare for the game?
I was really nervous. I was playing against him even at LCK, and then he was like one of the best jungler. And then I feel like I have improved a lot, but I don't know how he improved. How have he even improved? So yeah, I was worried, but our practice were like pretty good. So we had confidence as a team. So I just think that I should just play my game. I should just not lose my face. So I just play my game, and then I think our team just win IG by that.
And KaKAO is actually usually known as a much more aggressive jungler. Did he play how you expected him to play this match, or differently?
I think KaKAO is like, he have a lot of playstyle. In some champion he plays for vision, he plays for farm. In some champion he plays for aggressive. But I think Skarner for him is not a champion that he can play aggressive. So I think I expect him to play Skarner as a supportive role, and then he actually played for supportive role. So he just played how we expect when he picks Skarner.
And you did first pick Elise this match, and you've told me that you are comfortable on Elise, and KaKAO is known as a pretty big Elise player. You also said that you prefer, when I've interviewed, that you prefer the Runeglaive build on Elise, and you went ahead with that this game. How do you have to set up for that compositionally?
I think when you like Elise, the champion itself is a really good jungler, but before the patch goes, the nerf, Elise was really good as a Cinderhawk Elise because it's safe, and then you can still snowboard early game. But now the small spiderling have get nerfed, so if you go full tank, you actually cannot clear waves and you have really small damage, even the Q nerf. So I think for now there's really few options that you should go Cinderhawk on Elise. I think most of the Elise should go Runeglaive. And then we practice a lot of Elise in our practice, so we had like no problem on first picking Elise and going Runeglaive. Like, we already used to play with it.
When you were setting up and going around the jungle and counter jungling, I think vision control was a pretty big part of how the game played out. What was sort of your mindset, and what were your priorities in placing vision this game?
Against Skarner, how I feel is Elise should try to get some point on early, because obviously Skarner is gonna be bigger threat on the mid game and late game. So I wanted to, I could trigger like some risky gank, even though I don't see Skarner, but it was like first match, so I was pretty much get pressured and then scared to do like risky plays with blind vision. So I wanted to put vision first and then see where Skarner is and then make plays. So I think that was the main reason I really tried to put deep ward, until I actually tried to make out to play deep ward, because our laner were kinda good at pushing lanes, so we had advantage on laners that come faster than me, so I could just freely enter enemy jungle.
And so did you feel like throughout the game you had a pretty good idea of where KaKAO was, or were there parts where he kind of evaded you and you were unsure of yourself?
I think by them lane swapping, like if the team lane swap, it's like really obvious that where jungler is gonna be. Both of the team knows where the enemy jungler is. So the first 5 minutes, we knew what he was doing by lane swap, and then before he takes 6, Scanner is not like really good jungler to gank before 6, so we just didn't care that he's not showing on the map. And then when it was the time that he was 6, then that's the time I tried to put vision, because that's the time actually Scanner can gank. And then so like overall we kind of knew where he was, and then we would like we would be able to guess, and that if we cannot guess, I was always covering the lanes, so like we pretty much had zero danger on the lane phase.
And of course you have to face Invictus Gaming one more time this group stage and still the rest of the group. How confident do you feel going through the rest of the group?
How I feel was, if we win the first game, I think we will like win a lot of games. And if you lose the first game, maybe we lose some like confidence, and then so that was the problem. But we win the first game, so I think we'll like be really good against every team, even IG.
Also, part of the strategy was to kind of early pick the Shen, and Chinese teams don't typically play a lot of support Shen. Was that part of your strategy? Did you anticipate that they would get thrown off by the Shen pick?
We was like pretty surprised by we picked Shen and then they picked Riven, because Shen is known as Riven counter. Like it was like they knew like we were gonna use Shen as a support, but like we were used to playing Shen support in our practice, so it's like we just play we just play our like comfort picks, and then what we have practiced a lot, so we didn't have any problem.
You've already said that you think you can place first in the group or do well in the group. Looking at the other teams on the other side of the bracket, what teams do you think will get out of the bracket, and which teams would you prefer to face in the quarterfinals?
C group, I think SKT and EDG will go for it, and then I think group D, I think LGD and OG will make out for the final.
And of those 4 teams, which would you prefer to face in the quarterfinals?
I think we don't have preference, but we just want to avoid Chinese team as possible, if we can, because they are known as aggressive playstyle, and then I think the only way we can lose the game is by having bad early game and then getting snowballed. I think we are pretty confident on team fight too, so I think it's not a big problem, but I think if I can avoid, I think I want to avoid the Chinese team.
Thank you very much for the interview, and good luck.